What's happening, everyone? John Hendrix here for another episode of The Drive presented by Royal Honda, coming at you from Boot Crew Media. Well, we just had day 9 of Saints training camp. It's hard to think that we're about to hit double digits on Saturday. Then the team's going to have a rest on Sunday, and then it's going to be preseason week, right? And so things are moving very quickly at Saints training camp. And obviously, looking at Friday's session, there was tons of stuff to take away. Let's hit on some of the bullet points, starting with Michael Thomas. My goodness, this guy, we talked about him the other day, written plenty about him. Michael Thomas just looks like he's on fire right now. He participated in one-on-ones. He's doing a 7-on-7 work. I mean, he's starting to get more aggregated, more involved into the Saints offense as part of the ramp-up period and such. And he did not disappoint against Paulson Adebo. Had 2 reps, 2 wins. One of them was a touchdown. Really what you notice off the line is, and back up just a little bit, is that the Saints corners and just the Saints defense have been very physical and setting the tone here, especially in one-on-ones, pushing at the line, trying to jam up the wide receivers so they are not able to get off their routes and their breaks and all the stuff that they really want to do as far as a timing perspective. Well, Paulson Adebo tried today. Michael Thomas was having none of it. Caught one of them for a touchdown, a post route to the middle, the other one in route. So, again, it's good to see Michael Thomas being Michael Thomas. I don't think there's any bigger takeaway than that right now, as this guy looks on fire right now. He's looking himself. Look, if you told me he was dealing with something, I'd be really shocked based off everything that we've seen. He's running fast. He's running hard. There is no visible anything after he does something. I mean, this is such encouraging news for Saints fans and for an offense that just really struggled last year and really needed Michael Thomas. And, you know, Mickey Loomis said the other day on Sirius XM radio, he said, we desperately miss Michael Thomas, you know, for that season, last season, and obviously the season before where he missed a handful of games and such. So this is a great sign for the Saints offense. Obviously helps him get more timing with Jameis Winston. It's going to only flourish from here. So look, you know, that's a big deal in itself. And obviously you look at an attendance perspective, you know, no CJ Gardner-Johnson, no Marshawn Lattimore. We talked about it yesterday. Marshawn Lattimore, a little scare. I mean, again, it was nothing, but looks like it's just a minor strain right now. So it's not something that's serious. We'd expect him back pretty soon. But again, these things happen. These guys are playing football. They're doing it for 1,000 different days and all day. And, you know, again, they're competitive. They're doing this stuff and they're doing it in the heat. So it's obviously never a good thing, but at the same time, it's a small minor thing that he's dealing with. He'll be back sooner rather than later, as we like to say. But, you know, look, as far as the other things go, Smoke Monday was put on injured reserve today. Team added Kiko Alonso, very familiar face. Dennis Allen talked about just kind of being familiar with his scheme, playing in 2019, had some unfortunate injury stuff happen. He was walking around or doing walkthroughs with the first team. So a lot of interesting stuff there. But look, Kiko is a guy. He's a veteran. He knows the system. He knows kind of what the expectations are. You know, I know people are talking about Quan, and, you know, there's things out there about Quan not, you know, had a chance, an opportunity to return, didn't, and he's went to New York. And so that's kind of put to bed. And, you know, wish him the best, right? But that's just football. It's a business, it's a decision. So, you know, those are a couple things. I think other things you look at is Lante Taylor. Look, he talked to us after practice, and I think the biggest thing I'd say I appreciate from Alante, not Alante. See, he corrected us and said that. And he also said, while we're on Alante Taylor, talking about him, he said on Twitter that he wants to be called as Tay, and that's what his teammates call him, Tay. So figure that one out, and you know, we'll probably get it wrong 1,000 more times than we'll get it right. But, you know, the thing about Tay is just the fact that how self-aware he is, how much growth he's shown. And, you know, today he just talked about, he's like, I just don't think I had as good of a day that, you know, I wanted to. You know, talking about his technique is an area that he can get better at, and it's something that he can get better at. And so he takes it day at a time. Says he's doing a lot of work with Paulson Adebo. I mean, this is good stuff from a rookie. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, when you get a lot of talent like you have on the Saints defense, you know, the tendency could be, man, selfish players. Oh my gosh, I want to start. This is all those types of things. But, you know, we talked to Bradley Roby the other day, and he's just talking about how, look, he knows at this point of his career in year 9 that, look, we're just trying to all work with each other, try to get ready. And again, I think that's a huge culture shift because you remember the days of Brandon Browner. You remember the days where it was just horrible in the secondary. You just remember those days, and it was just hard to watch. And I think the Saints have done a great job of fixing that and fixing the culture. And this defense is really united. And these guys have one goal, right? So it's a good thing to see Taylor come up and kind of just really grow and develop a good bit. Second straight day in a row, we've seen Tony Jones Jr. do really well. Look, again, wrote about it yesterday. Don't forget about him. And, look, this is kind of what happened last year is training camp had some moments. Then he kind of turned it on a good bit. And then the preseason was everything that just the lights went on, and it made, Devontae Freeman and Latavius Murray expendable. So, he has a chance, an opportunity, because I don't think I'd say there's anybody that's distanced themselves in the RB3 category. Malcolm Brown has been around. They've tried Abram Smith. They've tried Dwayne Washington, Devin Ezigbo, and obviously Tony Jones Jr. So that's a more input needed type thing and situation. I don't know who has the edge, right? I mean, you could make the case probably for everybody that they've had some good moments and such. So, before I backtrack or get too much, let me backtrack just a second, talk about Alontae Taylor that, look, he had an awesome special teams rep today, working on special teams against Dejon Dixon with JT Gray. Man, I'm all over the place today, so you guys got to forgive me. It's Friday. I've been up since like 4:15 this morning. But hey, this is just how you get. There's no edited stuff. This is a raw, unfiltered type of program. That's what you get from me. So y'all will learn to love it, or you'll call me out on it. One of the other things. But going back to the rep, so you had Gray, and you also had Taylor at the jammer position, and then obviously had Dejon Dixon playing the gunner spot. And so look, it looked like Dixon had kind of the inside leverage at first, but they both recovered. And the best part is Gray, obviously all pro. You don't need to talk about him, but Taylor particularly blocked Dixon into the ground. And so again, I think you see that special team spark that he's going to bring this season. I think it's really something that you just got to keep an eye on. Other quick things I'd say, Taysom Hill, again, working off to the side. Marcus Davenport working off to the side. Rashid Shaheed working. He has pads. Hopefully he's returning soon. Kirk Merritt, I think, is probably a guy that's been kind of the camp darling or camp champ right now. I think he's looking great. And it's a shame because you've got 6 wide receiver spots. And if there was one more maybe in the room, you can make a case for him. But as of right now, it's going to be tough to figure out what happens with him. But a lot of good stuff. Jameis Winston did some good things. You had the rain aspect too, so it rained a little bit on us later in practice, and that was good for the players because they got to go through drills. And Will Lutz, man, he booted all 3 of his field goals in the rain, and so that's good to see. I think he's only missed 1 field goal so far in camp. That was indoors. He's 19-20, so that's a good sign for Saints fans. So tons of stuff. Lots of stuff. Biggest points, though, Michael Thomas on fire right now. I can't wait to see him go against Marshawn Lattimore. I'm happy to see him go against Debo. I want to see Marshawn because, that matchup was always fun to watch in training camp. Been a while since we've seen it. Day 10 on Saturday. We'll be out there. We'll be recapping it again. So if you guys want to get a full breakdown of everything that went on in camp and everything that has went on at camp, be sure to go to saints.media. Check out all my written work, notes and observations. I try to be as detailed as possible to make you guys feel like you're there. So appreciate all the support. Again, thanks to Royal Honda for producing today's show. I'm John Hendrix for Boot Crew Media, signing off. Thanks, guys.